Daniel 10:12. Then he said to me, "Do not be afraid, Daniel, for from the first day that you set your heart on understanding this and on humbling yourself before God, your words were heard, and I have come in response to your words." These words were spoken to Daniel by an angel during a vision at the bank of the Tigris River. But we don't have to be prophets for God to hear and respond to our prayers. This impactful verse is just as relevant to us today. The steps are laid out clearly. 1. Set our heart on understanding. 2. Humble ourselves before God. 3. Pray. 4. Listen. First, we genuinely need to seek God and His understanding. The motivation to understand is more important than the knowledge itself, which is counterintuitive to our common sense way of thinking. Education and training usually lead us to a goal, a purpose, to employ that information and experience. But with God, the motivation to know Him is more important than the knowledge we accrue. If we settle on what we know, we can lose our childlike wonder, resulting in a lack of humility and a false comfort in our own ability. Matthew 18:4. True comfort can only be rooted in the Lord. It's so easy for us to get too big for our britches when we learn a few things. But the desire to learn and grow closer to God sparks our relationship with Him far more than the laurels we tend to rest on. Truly seeking to understand something so much greater than ourselves should lead to humility, our second step. If it doesn't, then we've missed the point of how much bigger God is compared to everything else. Matthew 23:12. We can know all the scriptures and still not know God. We can attend every Bible study, Sunday school, and church meeting and not be connected to God. The drive in our heart and souls to know God and our love for Him and His children outweigh any earthly thing we can do. 1 Corinthians 13:2. Humbling ourselves requires us to recognize God's universal kingship, which alters our focus toward Him and away from ourselves and our circumstances. Third step, pray. We don't receive because we don't ask. James 4:2. A consistent conversation is what God wants. 1 Thessalonians 5:17. Lack of communication inhibits any relationship. The relationship with the Creator must be greater than everything, a relationship made possible by the death of Jesus Christ at Calvary. And finally, listen. God speaks however He wants, but we rarely receive a billboard with flashing lights or a thunderous voice from the sky. God tends to speak subtly. 1 Kings 19 reminds us that bombastic displays of fire and earth don't always present God's truth. It is in the quieter moments of our lives that we often hear God the most. When worry and doubt strike, we should follow Daniel's example and seek God, for He is faithful to answer those who trust in Him.